Here's the biggest misconception in today's marketing. Attention is incredibly cheap. But trust is expensive. Now, before anybody misunderstands me, I'm not saying attention isn't important. Of course it is. If nobody knows you exist, nobody can hire you. But here's where businesses get themselves into trouble. They assume attention automatically turns into trust. And I'll be honest with you, it doesn't, not even close. Think about your own life for a second. How many advertisements did you see today? Seriously, driving to wherever you are right now, scrolling Instagram, checking email, watching YouTube, opening Facebook, listening to Spotify, seeing billboards, streaming on Netflix, streaming on Amazon, streaming on Disney, thousands, hundreds in a day. How many do you actually remember? Exactly. Attention is rented. Trust is earned. They're two completely different currencies. And yet most businesses are spending all their time trying to buy attention, which is kind of what you're doing with a pay-per-click campaign. You're essentially buying attention to try to catch people when they are searching for your content or for your service or product. And it also depends on how those campaigns are set up. Some are set up for awareness, some are set up for search intent. But nonetheless, they're two completely different currencies. And if you want to use a financial advisor as an example, advisor number one makes a sensational headline. The stock market is about to collapse. 500,000 views. People panic, comments explode. There's engagement. But advisor number two quietly releases one educational video every week. How to build wealth during uncertain markets. What diversification actually means. 3 mistakes investors consistently make. Should you pay off your debt before investing? Every video maybe gets 500 views, 300 views, 800 views. Who do you trust more with your retirement? The answer is almost always the second person, because trust isn't built from one big moment. It is built from hundreds of small moments. Remember, the 100th time you've said something is the first time I heard it. The 100th time I've said something might be the first time you've heard it. It's the consistency, it's the calm, it's the education, and it's seeing someone show up over and over again. It's the same thing with follow-up. When you follow up, people are genuinely impressed these days because a lot of people don't. And guess what? It builds trust. It builds security that you are going to do what you say you're going to do. And really, that's all you need in most businesses and industries is your word and showing up. That's all you need, and people go, he's got a track record, right? And this is kind of why so many people get discouraged, because they'll be sitting there looking at someone else's viral video and think, I'm losing. No, you're comparing two completely different games. One game is entertainment and the other one is authority, okay? And authority compounds. I'll use another example with real estate. Would you rather hire an agent who went viral because they were dancing like a goofball through $1 million listing? Yeah, it's entertaining, and if they were a good dancer, I'd probably watch it, might even laugh. Or the agent who's been educating the community for the last 2 years about inspections, financing, negotiation strategies, interest rates, market shifts, and what buyers should actually be looking for. One entertained you, and the other one prepared you. Guess which one gets the phone call? Do some reflecting internally. Think about your own industry, IT, legal, construction, medical, accounting, manufacturing. Ask yourself this: what are the questions your clients ask every single week? Those questions are opportunities to legitimately build trust, not because they're flashy, because they're useful. And useful content is always going to win. And here's something nobody talks about. The people most likely to hire you often never engage with your content publicly. That's a big one, because even for myself, we don't get a ton of engagement on every piece of content. We don't get followers or subscribers off of every piece of content. You got to also consider certain executives and high-profile people. They're probably paying attention, but they're not always showing you they're engaged. Okay? They don't comment. They don't hit the like button. They don't share your post. And they simply just sit back and watch, learn, remember. And then one day, guess what? They call and you'll say, "How did you hear about us?" "Oh, I've been watching your videos for about 8 months. That is trust. And you can't measure that with likes and follows. The authority ladder: attention, interest, trust, authority, preference, customer. The mistake most businesses make is they celebrate step 1 and ignore the next 5. Attention will get you noticed. Trust is what is going to get you hired. And once you stop chasing attention, you start asking a much bigger question. Who am I actually creating this content for?